first day when I started chatting with her fans, I made $284 net, just from her 20 subscribers and like 3 or 4 guys who wanted to pay money.
Yes, boys, so we have another student interview you guys are about to watch. This is one of our students who has recently joined only a couple of weeks ago, and within the first couple of weeks of him signing his first model, he was able to 10x her income. Absolutely incredible. I'd love for you to hear his story, his journey. This is his first ever business. He's never tried a business before, so listen to his story. I hope you enjoy. If you're interested in trying to achieve similar results as himself and join our coaching program, there'll be a link down below as well. Anyway, roll the interview. Awesome, bro. So yeah, same as everybody else. Feel free to introduce yourself, who you are, and what is it that you do? Where are you from?
My name is Laurinas. Originally I'm from Lithuania, but I live in Netherlands for already 4 years. Planning to move out soon, I hope. Yeah, past few years I was working as a coordinator recruiter in I'm still working actually in a temp employment agency. Yeah, and I actually thought about OFM last summer already. Had thoughts. I was just kept getting distracted by some random things.
Mhm.
And a few months ago, I decided that I need to do this because I think that's where I can be good. And once my friends saw me laughing and saying that, yeah, you had to do this a long time ago. That's for you for sure. So yeah.
And before
Oh,
before OFM, have you ever tried to run any sort of business before? E-commerce, SMA, nothing?
no, nothing at all. No.
Okay, very interesting. So OFM is the first kind of your own side hustle that you're
Yeah.
doing right
Yeah.
now. Okay, very interesting. And just curious as well then, bro. So I know you kind of already mentioned, so you said last summer you were already thinking about starting OFM, but things kept coming up, you got distracted, etc. Was there anything in particular that changed in your mindset from last summer to now when you were like, fuck it, I need to do it now? What was the thing that made you actually commit to starting it?
To be honest, my idea was to find something that can make me like a normal amount of money. From since I was a kid, I was always thinking that I don't want to be working for someone my whole life. So yeah, I had a lot of different ideas, but just my lifestyle, I guess, and in general being lazy, being lazy with these things. I couldn't just put an effort, find motivation or build
Mhm.
a discipline, normal discipline to do things. And yeah, you had to hit some point, I guess, in your life. Uh, I got tired of my job actually. Everyone's annoying there. It's a difficult job. It's very stressful and
Yeah.
then yeah. So yeah, I decided I need to start doing this, and to try to get out as soon as
Bro,
possible.
let me say two things, right? First of all, by the way, this might seem like a very easy thing, and what you just done there, but to a lot of people, bro, I want you to, because this is coming from experience of speaking to tens of thousands of people over the last couple of years in business, right?
Mhm.
What you just done there, bro, is genuinely one of the most difficult things. Is actually just taking responsibility. You did not just sit there and you're like, oh, but because of this, I couldn't do. No, bro, you literally just like, oh, fuck it. I'll be honest. I was just being lazy. I was like, fuck it. Da da da. So first of all, congratulations on actually understanding and taking responsibility, because most men can't fucking do that these days, right? So that's very,
Yeah.
very good. Now, secondly, the second point that I wanted to make, which is really, really interesting, and I saw this, I think I read it in a book, which was the whole idea of like motivation, like getting yourself to do something. A lot of the times, what it actually comes down to for a lot of people when they say, "Oh, but I just can't find a motivation to start a business or make money, etc." What I actually believe, and this is what I read in a book, and it makes so much sense, is that what actually you're trying to say when people say, I don't feel like I don't have the motivation," what you're actually saying is, my current state, even though it might not be perfect and I'm not living the life that I want to be, I'm still okay with it. Like it's not that big of a deal. I can get away with still working at my 9 to 5, living this normal life, etc. Until you get to that fucking stage where you just said, you get to a stage where you're like, bro, fuck this. I can't do it anymore. And that's what makes people take action. So very interesting.
Yeah, well, I think we both know the person who is very popular still at the moment who is talking about this thing. And I think Andrew was the probably the biggest motivation for me, just consuming his content every
Yeah,
day. He became some figure in my life, and I just said I will not be a fucking loser. So yeah,
very
yeah. And
Very good.
that was probably one of the most important things that happened in my last life, in my last year of my life. So yeah,
Very good, very good. So
months ago I started seeing your videos and said, "This is my thing. I need to do this."
awesome. So yeah, you stay taking motivation from that, and even myself, of course, I've been inspired by the guy massively. I get inspired by a lot of different things and different people online, and he's definitely one of them. So that's very good. That's very interesting that we've got that in common. All right, bro. And then let's talk about kind of because I always try to do these in like a chronological order rather than just jumping from one topic to like fucking where you are now.
Yeah.
So you're working at a 9 to 5, and at this point now you're like, fuck it, right? I need to do something. And you just mentioned there you eventually started seeing me online. What made you actually think, okay, OFM is the thing that I want to do? And then secondly, what made you actually take the risk and invest into our coaching program? And what was that kind of thought process for you?
Well, what made me think about OFM in general, I always knew that this is a good way to make money, and you don't need to invent anything. And in general, you don't need to learn like a hard skill, because I was also thinking maybe learn coding, maybe like copywriting, some just these things, I looked into it. I tried coding a few times in my life, but I just can't. It's fucking boring. It's not for me. I need people also around me, not just pressing
Computer.
buttons on the
Yeah,
computer.
yeah.
And I always knew that in almost every business, you can put a middleman. So I was, before the job I have now, I was working in a transport company in logistics as a transport manager. So I was my colleague was looking for loads, and I was looking for trucks to carry those loads. So in general, you don't have to have anything, but you can still make money. You take the workload of someone else's shoulders. So that's the same. We both know that women are lazy most of the time, maybe more than men in general. And I even when I saw this girl that I'm working with now, she was making 100, $200 a month, and I was asking her, yeah, so how is it going? Yeah, it's like I sometimes I don't check my OnlyFans for 3 days or 4 days, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, you need to do this every day. You can get money from this thing, but her brain just don't work like that. So yeah, took a
Bro,
chance.
bro, can I say something real quick? And you'll relate to this, and anybody watching who watches Tate as well. He said this one thing, and it just makes so much sense. And I never looked at it this way before. And this is just generalizing. I'm not saying every single woman, but naturally,
Yeah, of
if
course.
you teach a guy how to make 1,000 an hour, he'll think, holy fuck, I can make like 15,
I
16,
know.
17,000 a day, right? If you teach a woman how to make 1,000 an hour, she'll think, oh wow, that I only need to work like 2 hours a month, 3 hours a month.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's a-
Yeah. That's the point also.
And this is, by the way, and this is literally why this business model works so fantastically well, right? Because the whole reason why this works is because we are essentially like the brains behind the beauty, right? So the girl
Mhm.
is essentially promoting herself, promoting the content, etc., etc. But one, she might not have the knowledge on what the fuck to do and how to do it, and two, she might not have the consistency and the yeah, the consistency of actually doing it every single day. Everybody to an extent needs a sense of accountability at a different level. So for example, it's the same as like people going to the gym, bro, right? Like there's a lot of guys who need a personal trainer just to get their fucking ass to the gym. Nothing wrong with that. That's the whole point of having a personal trainer. So it's funny how you kind of realize that from the beginning. So okay. And then just before we move on to kind of where you are right now, what made you actually think you want to invest in and take the risk into our coaching program compared to perhaps anybody else out there?
I basically I saw other few guys who are doing the same thing, the similar coaching, but I don't think I even watched the full video of any of them. So I watched like two, three, or four video of yours. Then I started doing things myself. I made a website. I made an Instagram page. And I signed a model, I think. Yeah, I signed a model. And then because I understood that they need a community, I need someone who I can always ask a question. So I knew there's a lot of things that I don't know and I will have trouble. And I don't want to make mistakes. For example, might get the account banned. So to avoid that. And it also that for me especially, it's very hard to also motivate myself of doing things like this alone. Even now, I don't have, a colleague or a partner in this business, and I'm talking with one of my friends, but he wants to take some time, for rest now, whatever, it's summer, because I always needed someone to kick me in the ass, start moving. And I catch myself even now that I'm being lazy. I'm finding excuses in my head for certain things. But yeah,
The
yeah.
community
So
aspect. It's so fucking true, man. So true. For me, I don't know if you've seen any of my podcasts or anything, but I've mentioned this before. Like the way I got into coaching and consulting wasn't because I thought, right, let me start a coaching business and make money. Bro, the way this whole thing started, this was about 5 years ago, by the way, for context. I grew up in a very, very shit area in the UK, which was like pretty poor area. Everyone's just dealing drugs and shit. So all my friends were like drug dealers, basically, right? None of them wanted to like build us like a legit online business other than me. I was like that one little fucking nerd who was just online like building a business. And anyway, I wanted to network with people. I didn't have any money. I couldn't buy these courses, didn't have money for these coaching programs. So what I done is I started my own Facebook group, literally just to connect with other nerds like myself who want to make money online. And then eventually that group grew to like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people. And as the group was growing and I was like the face of it, people kept asking me for advice. And that's kind of how I got into coaching and consulting. But the whole reason why I started it always because exactly what you just said there, bro. You need that community. You want to network with people. You want to share ideas. You want to ask questions to each other. And there's no better place than a community like ours, which is specifically just for OFM, just one business model. So yeah, very, very interesting. Okay.
helps a lot. Even these calls that we have twice a week. The first one I joined, I didn't have any question, but just listening to other people ask questions.
Yeah.
Oh, I will need this. I will need that. You write things down. I can use this. So this, it. I think more minds are better than one mind. So and
100%.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I've said this before as well. Yeah. Like some of the group coaching calls, people just sit there and listen, and they might hear somebody else ask a question that they might not even have thought about yet. They might
yeah,
not be at that level of business yet. But because that person asked a question and we have answered it and you are there to witness it and hear it and write it down, that might have just that tiny 5-10 minute gap in that group coaching call, right? That might have just saved you a fucking week or 2 weeks worth of like
yeah,
problems to solve, right?
yeah. That's
Um,
that's right. So
mhm.
yeah,
Cool. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. And when did you join, by the way? When did you actually enroll?
on 23rd of June. So 2 weeks ago, not even two
Okay.
weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. And I believe before you joined our coach program, you already had that one model. Is that right?
Yeah, so I joined on Friday and I started to work with my model on Monday. So like 5 days ago, Monday or Sunday, a few days ago.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
And you're still obviously new to this whole thing. And you haven't done any business before, online business. You haven't done OFM before, so you're brand new to it all, and you already got your first model. How did that go about? I know you told me off of camera, but
Yeah.
just for everybody watching, how did you go about getting your first model?
So well, I always knew that before doing this, I knew that the market that I will go to is Lithuanian. So I knew some girls in Lithuania who do that. I saw it on Instagram. And you follow one girl like who does OnlyFans, and you get suggestions. And mostly, you get like five more who does it. And I kept on following girls. I said, okay, I need to message a few of them. So I sent a message to like 10 girls. Three or four answered. Yeah, three of them didn't believe that some. Yeah, just let's be honest. You are yourself from Latvia. Our people are suspicious of everything. They think that everyone's gonna steal money from them. So the same are with those girls. And yeah, one a woman actually. She answered to me. She's 36 years old, single mother. She already had an OnlyFans for 2 years, so I just booked a call with her straight away for the next day. Just like when I saw your videos, I knew what I need to do. Booked the call. We called her through Zoom. She was very agreeing. Just yes, yes, yes. I will everything. Yeah, of course. But when time comes to start to work, things change. But yeah, and then I just made some contract through ChatGPT, changed few things, sent her to sign it. I don't think she even read it because she signed it in like 2 minutes. And then that's it. She gave me everything, and then I start checking it out, what she has in her world, how things work and stuff. And then that was Sunday evening. And the last few months, I can tell you, Wait, I'll open the overview. So in April, she did $150 net. In May, she did $189 net. And then till 18th of June, since till I started with her, she had $140, and I closed the month with 1,032. So in those 12 days. First day, when I started chatting with her fans, I made $284 net, just with from her 20 subscribers and like 3 or 4 guys who wanted to pay money. So
Yeah.
then I checked the way that she was chatting with the people before, and it was just a disaster, man. The guy is asking, for example, do you have a JOI video? You know what that means, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And she asked, "What is it? What? Explain it to me." And he gave the full explanation. So instead of her doing it, she just said, "Okay," and that's it.
And that's it.
The conversation was over. And I was reading, what the fuck?
He's trying to give you money.
Yeah, he wants to give you money. What do you mean? Okay, go film the fucking video, you know? And then yeah, so I think I drained the money from those guys who wanted it. I didn't advertise her anywhere. She had 50 subs at that time. She has now 58 now only. But because I only advertise her on her own Instagram, so I did some shout outs SVS, with other girls in Lithuania, but I don't do no Twitter, no Reddit, nothing, because the quality is actually very shitty. It's a disaster. So I just thought, okay, I learned how things work. Now I will know how to deal with the new girl, what questions to ask before we start to work. And yeah, now I'm just chatting with the guys here and there, still making $30-50 a day from her account, sometimes up to 100. But I understand that there's no point of putting any effort, because even all of her videos that I asked her to do, and I explained to her how to do it, change the environment, change the clothes, some choose different toys, facial expressions, act a little bit. It's not even getting better, it's getting worse. So I know that the fans will go away at some point.
You kind of
And
fight
I
an
know
uphill battle. Like it's really difficult.
yeah.
But I mean, so the numbers as well. I get, granted, maybe somebody listening, compared to perhaps some other numbers you've seen or heard some other interviews, it might not sound so massive, but just realize that you just helped her go from like an average, like 150, 130 a month that she was making, basically nothing, right? So
Yeah.
basically 10xing her income to like 1.5 thousand
Yeah.
in the first couple of weeks is fucking insane. 10xing her income.
And
So
I'm not even taking 50%, I'm taking 40. So
right. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So with this particular model, I think you already know the right thing to do, which I think you're already doing already, which is basically to just get a different one, another one.
yeah.
Because the same as I mentioned before in videos, is like, because we work on a commission basis, right? And we take a percentage. Even if it was 40% another girl, but this other girl was working very, very hard. She was putting in so much effort. She was doing more than what you're asking her to do. Then for you, it's the same time and energy and effort spent for both of them, but one of them brings in like literally like minute numbers for you, whereas the other one might bring in like 5, 10, 15 times more. So your
And I
job
know
now
this
is
will
to
happen.
just learn as much as you can from this one model. By the way, it sounds like you are already, like, it sounds like you're already learning a lot from it, which is fantastic, rather than just sitting there like being pissed off and like, oh, this is so shit. So very good. But then just try and get that next model who ticks all the boxes, like she's doing it full time, she answers your messages, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I just this. Yeah, my goal is to get a younger, the girl who knows how to make a video, would make a TikTok for just about that,
Yeah.
because with this woman, even when I sent her first invoice, she kept on sending me screenshots from her banking app asking how to send me money. So that's the level,
You got it.
I'll
It's like,
not
yeah.
explain to her how to dance in front of the camera.
Yeah, okay. In terms of getting more models, what I'd advise you to do is, perhaps, because you said this woman has done OF before, right? She hasn't just started. So
Yeah.
she will probably already have a decent connection with other like a network with other OF models. So I'd recommend you getting her to shout you out on her Instagram, maybe, get her to connect you with any other girls that she already knows.
I have
Um,
her Instagram actually. I have her password, so I see the chats and everything. I can do it myself. So yeah,
what I would say though is obviously double check with her if she's okay with you just messaging through her account. Girls always are, especially if you make them a lot of money and they're happy with your services. Just the way you want to explain it, and this is literally what we do, by the way, bro. And this is anybody watching this is a huge like little hack. Is you want to, because if you just go to the girl and you just say, hey, do you mind if I use your account to get more models, like that doesn't really sound that good. She's probably going to say no, fuck you, right? Instead, the way we position it is, hey, do you mind if we log into your Instagram and we will do the shout outs for you? So we will message a bunch of other models and we'll organize the shout outs for you, which will help you grow your Instagram and following and get you more subscribers. And then whilst we're at it, by the way, do you mind if we just message them ever so slightly about our agency and try and get them on a call? Simple as that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the girls are always cool with it. So I'd recommend doing that. Just I know another thing as well. I know by the sounds of it, you're pretty like not fed up with her, but like you don't really give a fuck. Just don't leave it on bad terms. I don't think you will anyway, but yeah,
Oh, of course
just
not.
don't leave it on bad terms. You know, if
Yeah,
she just yeah, try and work with her for as long as you can until you're at the stage now where you're like, right, fuck it, I can. And also when you're at the stage where you can basically like let her go, you might as well try, because most of the time she'll say no anyway, because you want to part ways anyway. But you might as well try and say, hey, look, I'm at the stage now in my company where I'm able to take on more clients. And you're the lowest percentage. So if you want to carry on working, I know this might seem like a lot to you, but we would need to take 75%. And then just see what
no,
she says. She'll obviously say no, but there is a slight chance sometimes they'll say yes, completely fine. Then it's still free passive money for her.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, I
so yeah,
understand.
those are the piece of advice I'll give you. But awesome, cool, man. What I will do for the YouTube video, everybody watching, I'll add all your links down below, perhaps your Instagram, your website. For any models that are watching this, feel free to reach out. And yeah, awesome. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Take
Thank
care.
you.